Hey, hi guys, my name is Raju and I wanted to talk to you about one of the problem that is called two-sum problem, which is actually kind of a very famous and people used to ask about it. So this is lead code problem. So now I just want to discuss here that the lead code problem, right, given an array of integer nums and an integer target, right? So both are integer and the arrays are also given you as an integer only. So the question here, we have to return the indices of the two numbers such that add up to target. So for example, just to explain this problem, right, if we try to look at that here, what we are doing, so we have 2 7 11 15 and we are saying target is equal to 9. So I have already taken this example over here. So let's talk about that. We have taken this number, right, 2 7 11 15 and we are saying target is 9. So basically this is integer array and this is also target is also given as an integer. So what we are trying to do, that we have to basically add any two numbers from the given array. The array length could be 1000, could be 2, could be 5, anything else. So basically we have to add any two numbers. If you are adding any two numbers and if it is actually equal to target, then we have to return that index of those two numbers from the array, right? So for an example, if we talk about here, so we can say that index of this one, right, it will say 0 1 2 3. This is the index. So for now, if we'll just try to add these two numbers 2 and 7, so 2 plus 7, which is actually equal to 9, right? So we are just going to return the index. So basically we are just going to return an array format. So we are going to return this 0 and 1. Similarly, if we'll just talk about another example, right, so we can see that 3 to 4 is given to here. So for an example, if we'll add 4 and 2, right, so in that case, if 0 1 2 is there, and if we try to add 4 and 2, so we are saying that we are going to get 6. So if we're saying that 2 plus 4, these two numbers I'm going to add, we are going to get target as in 6, which is equal to target. So now in that case we have to return the index, so output should be 0, 1 and 2 in that scenario. So basically, how to solve this problem? Obviously we can go with the brute force, like we can take first, let's suppose if we talk about 2 7 11 15, right, so we can just say that we have index like 0 1 2 3. In that case we can just pick an outer loop and then we can start with all other number, right? So we're just picking first number and we're starting with all other number. Again we are picking second number starting with all other numbers, and we can just try to find out those pairs and then we'll be able to solve it. But to simplify this particular problem, right, we have something like simplify this problem by using hash map. So we have hash map. Why hash map? Basically, so hash map, if we're just going to store the key, right, so let's suppose if I have hash map and if you're storing the key in a hash map, for example I'm saying 2 and their index is 0. Similarly I'm saying that let's suppose we have 7 and index is 1. I can say that third is 11 and index is 2, and I'm saying that 15 and index is actually nothing but 3. So in that case we'll be able to store in a hash map. And obviously if we'll store in hash map, we can try to just actually, let's suppose if I'm storing this number, right, first number, right, since obviously we have to store the first number anyhow, because without storing we can't do anything else. Whenever we are going to talk about second number, so we'll try to look at that if the target, whatever target is there, 9, right, and I'm trying to look at the second number, that time I can say that let's suppose target minus the second number, which is nothing but 2, whether 2 is there or not. If it is there, then yeah, we will be able to return the answer. For an example, we can say yeah, 2 is there, for that index is already there, and for the second number we are already iterating through the loop, so we are already in that index, so we'll be able to return it. So we can just return that. Let's suppose if you are on the second numbers, we'll be able to see that we are currently at index number 1 and we are able to get the index which is nothing but 0, existing one, so we can return 1 0 or 0 1. So order doesn't matter here, we can return in any order. So for an example, if you try to write a pseudocode for it, we can say that let's suppose if you have something like map, right, map will be of type integer and integer. Why? Because of we wanted to kind of store the number. So So I'll say that, let's suppose this is something like map equal to new hash map, right? So we are just writing the hash map. This is the one. Now if you have hash map, we are going to start with something like so there is a method, right? We have target number. So target is given to me. Let's suppose this is like we have nums is given to me, which is nothing but, for an example, I can take that first example, which is nothing but 2, 7, 11, 15, and also given to me as a target. So I'll say that target is nothing but 9, right? So what I'm going to do here in that case, I'll be just iterating it. So let's suppose I have a loop, starting a loop, for loop. I will start iterating it. So I'll say that integer I equal to 0, right? I is less than something like yeah, we'll go till this nums length, nums dot length, and again I'll say I plus plus. So what I'm going to do here in that case, I'm going to say that if, because I wanted to compare the key, right? Because key I'm going to store as an whatever the element is there. So I'm saying that if map, right? Map is actually having something like contains key, where we can check that whether the key is there or not. So for an example, I'm going to check that if the key, if we'll talk about the key, is nothing but we have nums at I. Nums at I will give something like, we are going to get something like this first number, right? I'll be checking that whether map is containing as of now in the map or not, because we know that in the map 2 is not there, right? Because it's empty. So if it is there, then yeah, we'll be having that answer. If not, we'll try to put it, and what we are actually going to put it, which will actually help in future. So we'll put that map dot put, we are going to put that key. So I'm going to say that yeah, if it is not there, let's try to put that key, and key is nothing but nums at I is a key, and their index will be actually I. Wherever we are, that will be the current index. So let's suppose if you're going to check that here, obviously in that case it's not there, so we are going to put it. So map will have the value, that first number from the array, which is nothing but will have something like 2 and then 0, right? Their index. Now again we are coming back here, we are saying that yeah, I equal to, actually we have now 1. So we are going to say that map dot contains at nums at I, which is nothing but nums at 1, which is nothing but 7. We're checking 7 is there or not, then it is not going to solve the problem, right? So we know that we'll just keep checking that it is not there. So we are again going to put that 7 comma what, 1. So ultimately we are going to put that whatever the number and their index is there, and that's really not going to solve the problem, right? So what we'll do that, since we can't solve the problems, so what actually need to do, we need to find those two numbers. If we have already first number stored, right, and target is given to us, right, any target 9, so we'll be able to find number, right? Let's suppose if we'll talk about a plus b equal to 12, for an example. If I wanted to find the b, we can say that 12 minus a, right? A is nothing but the first number, b is nothing but the second number. So what we'll do that, so whatever that target number is given to me, that if we try to just say that first number minus, so here there is a slight change. For an example, if I'm trying to say that target minus this one, then we'll check if it is there or not, then our problem will get solved, right? So I'm saying that first I have stored this 2 0. Let's go from starting. I have stored 2 0. So now it's been stored. Now I'm just going to check that in the map whether target is nothing but 9 minus 7, right? Because we are now at first index, which is nothing but 7, is there or not. Yes, we'll say that it's there. If it is there, then we'll simply return it. We'll say that return new int array, which is nothing but array, and then we are going to say that what we are going to return, we are going to return that current index. So current index is nothing but I, right, which is nothing but 1, and we have to return the index of the old number, since it is there. So we will be able to look up the index, right? So we can say that map dot get, and we are saying that target, right? Target minus num set I. Correct? Why we are looking the target minus num set I? Because target is nothing but 9 minus 7, which is nothing but 2. So we're looking that if 2 is already there, because this condition is getting satisfied, so that means it is there in the map, then we'll try to get it. So basically we are trying to say here, finally we are saying that we wanted to get that map dot get target, which is nothing but 9 minus num set I, is nothing but 7. We are saying that 9 minus 7, which is nothing but 2. So we are saying that 2, since it is already there, because it's already contains, we have already checked here, it's contains, that's the reason we are trying to get it. And once we'll try to get it, we'll see that 2 is actually having 0, so we are finally going to get it 0, right? So here in that case we have I is nothing but 1 and 0, it is going to return it. That's the overall things. So if we'll just try to look at that LeetCode, right, how the problem has been solved here. So let's try to look at that, how the problem has been solved in the LeetCode. So let me try to retrieve it, what I have submitted. So same thing, I'm saying that I have created we have two inputs, that is nothing but nums and target. In that case, what we are trying to do here, we are creating a simple map which is of type integer. I'm trying to actually iterate it. So I'm saying that integer I equal to 0, right, starting with nums dot length, we are going till, we are just going from 0th index to their last index, till last index, because length will be, if the array size is actually 4, so nums dot length is going to give 4. We are not going to till 4 because it will be out of bound. We just wanted to go through the index from 0 to till 3, not 4. So that's the reason we are saying that I is less than nums dot length and I plus plus. We are checking here map dot contains key target minus nums of I, right? In that case we are going to return it, else we are just going to put in the basically map. If there is a no any combination found, then we can return whatever we want. So for an example, in this solution, it has not said anything else, but yes, we can simply return -1, which is something like a negative number. Why we have taken the negative number at line number 12? Reason being, there will not be any index in a negative. So we can just take any negative number and we can just return it, just to make sure that there is no any index found, because index will be always started from 0 to a positive number, right? So we are just going to say that in not found scenario is -1, right? That is what the solution is overall. Thank you guys.